Good evening. How is it going, everybody? Welcome to Late Night Comfort. It is I, Wes Franks, pronouns he, they, at Thirst Trap Moth on Twitter, and I am joined by my wonderful, wonderful, wonderful co-host.
It be me, Derrick.
That's
He, him. Phase and Octopus on Twitter. All that good stuff.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Go ahead and check out Derek at the links that we dropped in the chat right there. I'm so glad that you could join us for this evening. I'm so glad that we're here. I'm very excited because I'm going to be having two of my favorite people on stream at the same time. And guess what? We're all in the same time zone. Ha 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 ha. So take that, scheduling. It worked out excellent this time. Speaking of scheduling, how's your week been, Derek?
It's been cool, man. Elden Ring still.
Elden Ring still. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely. Definitely.
Fought Riker for like 2 hours.
You got it on stream though, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Nailed it. Easy claps.
Especially when you realize they give you a weapon to just win the fight for that.
That seems to be the case with like a lot of those like From Software games, isn't it? Is like they give you something that will just like easy peasy win the fight, like
Yeah,
type of
because I
stuff.
think this was more of like a lore boss type situation.
Yeah.
So,
Makes sense.
outside of that, got more music on the way.
I'm excited. You dropped something new yesterday, didn't you?
No, I didn't.
Ooh.
I like reshared some older stuff.
Got it.
But I might drop something either tonight or tomorrow.
Oh, I'm so excited.
See.
I love when you drop stuff. I get that Bandcamp notification, and I get really giddy about it. Speaking of being giddy, let's go ahead and introduce our guest, huh? You ready for that?
Yeah.
Our guest for this evening, you know her, you love her, and if you don't know her, then you should be prepared to get to know her. She is a member of Table Goth. She is a self-proclaimed book nerd, a Percy Jackson lore nerd, a bunch of other titles. The three Celtsy Rachel. Lover of Carly Rae Jepsen, a member of the Thonic Kids, Meg from Hades High School, Theo from Camp Half-Blood, Safka from Strixhaven After the Fall, bunch of stuff. Taste of Youth, Good Society over on Table Goth, all that good stuff. Please, everybody, give a nice warm welcome to Rachel, last name redacted, Miss Petty Dreadful. Thank you.
Hey.
How's it going,
Hey.
Rachel?
Good. Could you list more things about me for just like 3 more minutes?
Yes. The queen of weed smoking corralling kids, the fucking table gang at PAX Unplugged, friendship pillow, Miss.
Now we're just getting into inside jokes that aren't going to make sense,
exactly.
Even if people have seen streams I'm in, they're still not going to know what this means.
The mistress of masterful haiku counting. All of these great things. Yeah, fantastic.
Incredible.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome on the show. So glad to have you.
I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for the super warm introduction. That was great.
Oh yeah, wonderful. Yeah. Also, I made sure to go out yesterday and get some hard seltzer. It's not your traditional seltzer of choice, but I had to get some hard seltzer for the Celtsy Queen.
My seltzer of choice is really whatever like local stuff I can find off the shelves, but sometimes it's just easier to grab the Bud Lights.
It's just the Bud Lights or the high names.
Yeah, like they're like there. Yeah, so if I'm at the local one that has the different stuff, I'll get it. But if I'm at just like I was gonna say the grocery store, and then nobody knows what Schnucks is.
Some might. We might have some Midwesterners here.
If you know what Schnucks is, drop it in the chat.
Yeah. Can we get some S's in the chat for Schnucks?
For
Let's
Schnucks.
get some S's in the chat for Schnucks. Yeah, I'm an absolute total filthy slag for Topo Chico, just standard. And so when they started making a hard seltzer, it was very easy. What about you, Derek? You got any
Yeah,
hard
salty.
seltzer, any seltzers that you're fucking an absolute slut for?
Man, I really like cacti.
Oh,
Cacti was cool.
Yeah, those are good.
that is a good choice.
Yeah.
That is a good choice. Thank you, SS Ambrose, for the tentative S. Appreciate it.
The potential to know what Schnucks is.
Yeah. Maybe might I know a good transition for that. In post editing, Wes, insert a good transition for this. Rachel, who are you and how did you get here?
Wow, big questions already. I'm a woman.
Oh,
who,
okay.
Yeah, I'm a person who plays a lot of games on the internet. I'll start with what people might know me from. Yeah, so I play games on the internet with my friends. It's a lot of fun streaming. Outside of that, I work in the nonprofit industry. That's the most information I'm willing to share about that. But I work at a nonprofit. And I am a huge reader, hobbyist writer. Maybe one day that'll go somewhere beyond my Google Docs, but and my friends. Just a all around optimist who tries to be a realist, I guess is how I would describe myself.
I would say getting interview questions ready for this interview was very challenging for me because I don't know if it's well known, but you and I have an agreement that we are not to dox each other on the internet.
We can't dox
we
each other.
cannot dox
Wait,
each other.
when you do regular interview questions, are you like, I'm gonna dox this person?
No, but it's like you never know how personal you can get. Like, you
Oh
know, 'cause,
yeah,
like,
no,
yeah,
you're good.
Yeah.
I'll let you know.
I try to tiptoe around like heavy, like, yeah, don't drop your address or anything.
It's more locational stuff than
Yeah.
it is like personal details about me. I
Yeah.
love oversharing.
Well, that's the thing. That's always the thing. I think we've talked about this multiple times. Derek understands this too about me. Is that I don't care if people know where I live. I'm very flippant about that because I'm a weed smoking gay leftist that's a gun owner. So I don't care. It's one of those things. Are you gonna send me feet pictures? Great. Now I got Polaroids of your feet. I don't know. I'll figure out something to do with them. But I understand that is not the case for everybody. Speaking of not the case for everybody, do you like Derek's shirt?
I do. Can I see? Let's see. What? I like it, but I don't know what it is.
Can we get it up
It's my
close?
logo.
Yeah, can
It's
we get
my
a
logo.
producer?
Oh, it's
It's
your
like-
okay. Yes, gotcha.
It's like melted and stuff. It's like all
Okay.
and everything.
I
Like
can
that.
see better now. Yes,
Yeah.
I do. I really like the colors.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent palette choice. Perfect. Derek, do you want to go ahead and kick us off with this interview now that we've got the hard-hitting questions out of the way?
Yeah. So, what part of the multiverse do you hail from?
Ooh. I think I am from Discworld. I think I walked straight out of a Terry Pratchett. I think I'm a Terry Pratchett side character. Maybe one day I'll get my own like short story from me. But yeah, that's how I see myself.
Perfect. Terry, any specific part of Discworld? Any? Could you nail it down, or are you just gonna say just in general?
I'm just gonna say a blanket Discworld. I feel like the way that I thank you. Yeah, I should get a spinoff. No, I feel like because I love to travel and I make a point to travel around every year. I feel like I'm just a character who you would see in the background in various with no explanation as to how she got there.
Yeah.
Just pop up in different places. So like at one point I'm in the army with the dwarfs and I'm doing that, and then another time I'm hanging out with Death's granddaughter for some reason, and like that's just sort of
So speaking of travel, where's your favorite place that you've traveled?
Ooh, that I've ever been?
You ever been? Ever?
Oh, this is a really hard question. I think I'm gonna say
Chili's off of Highway 92.
That's a solid second. I don't
That's a
actually know if
solid
I've been to
second.
that one.
Yeah, as a guess. Yeah. Okay.
No, my favorite place I've ever traveled, I think I had a lot of fun in Scotland, and I thought it was like the most beautiful place, and the people were super lovely.
Yeah.
But I also really, really loved Vienna in Austria.
Okay. Okay.
And that there's a place that those are the two places that I would really want to spend more time. Is I'd like to go to into the Highlands in Scotland. That was just some of those beautiful stuff, and then the just general vibe in Vienna kind of rules.
Vienna is a very gorgeous place, and I've only seen it in movies and like pictures, and I've always wanted to go to Austria, specifically Vienna. I just think that'd be one of those interesting places.
Actually, the best place I've ever been is the graveyard in the scene, and I won't say what happens in the scene, but at the end of the Batman movie, the new one, the Batman,
yes.
the graveyard, I've been there, which is very cool.
That's fair, yeah.
And that's in Glasgow.
The Batman, directed by Matt Reeves, starring Robert Pattinson and Zoe Kravitz. Go see it now. It's
so good.
It's so good.
I saw it twice. I took my dad. Take my dad to see it if you're on good terms with your dad, and if not, go see it with somebody else and fuck your dad if he sucks.
I drove very irresponsibly leaving the movie theater after seeing that Batmobile car chase.
Yeah.
I just cranked up Michael Giacchino's soundtrack and just put my hair to the front and just started driving recklessly, taking curves a little bit too. It's great. It's great. We endorse safe driving here on Late Night Comfort. What would you say your favorite hobby of all time is, Rachel?
Oh boy, I have ADHD, so that's a hard question because I simultaneously have every hobby and no hobbies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Jack of all trades.
Master of none.
Yep.
My most consistent hobby would be like tabletop games because I have that scheduled weekly with my friends. But when I really get into a good writing mood where I'm doing like poetry or like short stories, then that's like the most fulfilled I think I feel when I'm doing a hobby.
Okay.
Which is why I am terrified to monetize it or like try to do it in a professional way.
Yeah.
Because I don't want it to, it's like super fulfilling and I don't want to add any stress to it right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely makes sense. So writing, poetry, reading specifically are things that you've mentioned quite a few times just in interactions and conversations and stuff. What's like your favorite genre of book, would you say?
Ooh.
Or like, some important writers to you, things like that. Just take it away. Paint us a picture.
Okay. My favorite genre, I think, is like casual mythology, to where they are like rewriting it with some sort of like different bent, or they're incorporating it. I am a big fan of Sandman. I'm a big fan of American Gods. I'm a big fan of Madeline Miller and those books. Obviously, I'm a huge Percy Jackson fan. And then those are all Greek mythology for the most part, but any book that's like casually incorporating mythology or retelling it in some way, I find super, super interesting.
Yeah, I like that type of stuff too, like Gods of Egypt.
Yeah.
Gods of Egypt, or
one of the best live action Kamen Rider movies.
Yeah. Gods of Egypt, that much maligned Gerard Butler vehicle. Big fan of making fun of Gods of Egypt. Derrick, speaking of casual mythology, do you have a question for Rachel here, talking about books and everything?
You know what? Let's see. How about I ask you this? We can go past all that. Modern day mythology. Let's go. What makes Carly Rae Jepsen so special? Because I've never listened.
Okay, so here's what I will say about Carly Rae Jepsen is there are so many artists who sort of do pop music and then they do something more serious, or they sort of like forget their roots and want to do something different. And like, so much love to those artists. It's so much, appreciation for that. But what I really love about Carly Rae Jepsen is she never shies away from the fact that she is pop music, which is why I think her songs don't get as much radio play these days, because pop has kind of gone in a different direction. But anyway, yeah, she's just does that, and then she will record like 60 songs and then narrow it down to the 11 perfect ones for a single album. It's just like you could tell she puts a lot of care into it. There's like she's gone on interviews talking about how there's like she has a song called Julian, and she's like, for years and years and years and years I was trying to get the name Julian into a song, but it was never perfect, and this is it. I think when you listen to, especially past Emotion and into Dedicated, the songs feel so deliberate in a very satisfying way.
Emotion, one of the best albums of all time.
It's so good. I truly love Emotion. I love Emotion Side B. I think they're all great. I really love Dedicated. I think it followed Emotion, so it's never gonna get like all of its like laurels, but it should have.
Julian is a fantastic yearning song. I think it's one of her best yearning songs.
Yes, I also really like Too Much.
Oh, Too Much is
a frustration song.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's not afraid to have fun in her music. And then she has the other thing I really like about her is she has a sense of humor. She has a song called Store, where it's like this really slow, like singing about how she hates breaking up and she's not good at goodbyes. And then it cuts to this super poppy, abrupt chorus that's just, I'm just going to the store, I'm just going to the store, you might not see me anymore, I'm just going to the store.
Yeah.
So it's like she sings about how she's bad at goodbyes, and then she hits you with this like super cheerful lie, basically. Yeah, like, I'm going to the store, don't worry about it, like I'm lying to you, so obviously. And it's just like that sense of humor is so nice in music.
I think what really resonates with me about CRJ is that she doesn't feel overproduced. She feels just perfectly produced, like as a pop artist. Like especially compared to like somebody like Camila Cabello or like even Ariana Grande or Taylor Swift. Like CRJ resonates a lot more because like especially Taylor Swift, and like less with her past couple of albums, because I think she's been working with Matt from The National. But
that's my biggest like frustration with Evermore and Folklore is like I wish they were just like 5% less produced than they are.
Yeah.
Because they just don't come off crunchy enough for me. Whereas the music that Carly is going for is this super produced pop sound, and she just nails it.
Every time. Honestly, every time. Nails it every time.
It's so good.
All right. I was going to ask, does she have like a weird album though?
Ooh.
I mean, if you listen to the first one, it's different, but it's not like super weird. When I met her at a concert, we did the meet and greet and the Q&A. I asked, she was on Broadway as Cinderella. And I asked, like, hey, do you have any plans to be in any of their shows? And she said no, but she wants to work on a concept album to like turn into a musical, or she'd be interested in like producing or writing a musical. And so like that's what I'm waiting for, because I'm like, that's gonna be like her quote unquote weird album, like writing it from not like a jukebox musical, but writing everything from scratch. Like,
I'm interested.
I'm waiting for it. Yeah,
because when I play Coachella, I'm gonna do a musical. Like, I'm gonna produce a musical for Coachella.
I'm here for
I
it.
I love that.
I've got this is my most shameful dark secret, is that I have in the tank, I have an outline for a My Chemical Romance jukebox musical, and it's my shame. It's my shame, but I have it set.
Mine is worse.
Oh God.
Because in my head, I have an outline for a Panic at the Disco.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Because I mentioned this to people, somebody sent me on TikTok, somebody had done a Panic at the Disco outline, like here's how it should go, here's the songs.
Yeah.
And it made me so frustrated because they were all from like wildly different albums. Like you can't pull from
You can't do Death of a Bachelor and then 9 in the Afternoon together because those vibes don't like work.
I feel like those two you could do together.
Yeah?
You couldn't do like High Hopes with I Write Since Not Trash.
Okay, yeah. You can't do like the super Baroque stuff with like, yeah.
Yeah, like just like the newest stuff you can't mesh with like the it's too far.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, I guess I can see that. Oh God, let's turn emo bands into musicals. I'm just waiting for it.
Green Day if Green Days had been more successful, we would have nothing but like punk pop, emo, like musicals on Broadway right now.
Yeah. Oh no, now we got like Rocky. Well, Rocky's back. Now it's just revivals, really, right? Like I think revivals are a big thing on Broadway now. Because they had like the West Side Story revival hit again. I think Phantom's still on there, I guess. I don't know.
Phantom is still there in perpetuity.
Yeah. Hamilton, I don't fucking know. You know, all that good stuff.
6 is up there.
6 is up there. Yeah. 6 is pretty original.
And I think Hadestown is still going.
Hadestown is definitely still going. Shout out Hadestown. Hadestown is really great.
It's so good.
It's really good. Speaking of really good, why is Stephen Sondheim the best?
Okay. Here's the thing. I love musical theater.
Okay.
I have done theater but never musical theater, and I haven't studied music, so this is not going to be eloquent.
Okay.
As if everything I said before was perfectly eloquent.
I think this is why you were the perfect person to ask this question for, because I could have waited until like we had like a musician on who could talk about music theory and time signatures and talking about like circular breathing and everything like that. No,
down and dirty.
I want
why Sondheim fucks.
I want the citizen. I want the everyday citizen's take on Stephen Sondheim and why he is an ultimate sex magnet when it comes to musical theater.
Just the number one, like the number of like interesting couplets he can fit together in a song is just very, very good and very impressive. He writes things that are difficult to sing, so when you see them performed live and performed well, it's really, really impressive. Just like an incredible lyricist, so good. That's honestly the biggest thing to me when I compare it to like other people, just very thoughtful.
Yeah.
And then and I'm trying to think of like which like ones he did the lyrics for versus which ones he did the whole show. But like my favorite is Into the Woods, and the thoughtfulness from like Act 1, everything coming back in Act 2. And doing that for the story, it's just really lovely. And also I think a lot of them, there's like a cynicism to them.
Yeah.
There's like a little bit of an edge, a little bit of a bite that appeals to the edgelord I once was, where it's like now I really hold Into the Woods close to my heart, but it's like, look, I was alive when the Tim Burton Sweeney Todd came out, and I'm not going to pretend I didn't go to a costume party as Mrs. Lovitz. And that's Sondheim too, baby.
I think that's one of my favorite things about Stephen Sondheim is that like for a lot of people they think that musicals are just like uber dramatic or they're like uber like positive or like bubbly. And Stephen Sondheim, especially with like Company, Assassins, Company, Into the Woods, Sweeney Todd, Follies, I believe he did Follies. Yeah. You know, all of his shows, like you said, there's that cynicism to it. It feels real. The stories, even if they seem extravagant, like Into the Woods, or they seem like very performance art, like Assassins, they feel very real and they feel very human. But it still takes you away. Company is my favorite Sondheim show. And it's all from the perspective of like, it's like it's a party in an apartment. And it feels more magical to me than like Wicked does, because it's magical realism and like it's very heady to as far as musical theater goes, in my opinion. It's also very difficult to sing, and I always like getting impressed by singing difficult. Yeah, no, agreed. I think that's a good take on Stephen Sondheim. What do you think, Derek?
Not really that familiar.
You're not familiar with Stephen Sondheim? Oh.
He did lyrics for West Side Story.
Yep.
He did what are his biggest ones? Sweeney Todd. Into the Woods we talked about. I'm trying to think if there's like any. Oh, Sunday in the Park with George that Mandy Patinkin and Bernadette Peters were in, and I love them. My other favorite thing about Stephen Sondheim is he was constantly casting Bernadette Peters in roles, and I love Bernadette Peters.
Let's see, okay. Follies, which is about the Ziegfeld Follies. Oh goodness, A Little Night Music.
I got some homework.
Let's see, Sweeney Todd, Merrily We Roll Along, which songs for the musical were recorded by Frank Sinatra and Carly Simon together. Carly Simon. I love Carly Simon. Reminds me of the movie Accepted, where Jonah Hill goes to a frat party and goes up to a girl and goes, "You look like Carly Simon." She's like, "What? Carly Simon? If there's one woman I'd want to have sex with, it's Carly Simon, and you look like her." And like, I don't remember a lot of that movie, but I remember that one line because that was like the point when I was listening to Carly Simon. I was like, that is a very specific like niche joke.
That's a specific pull.
Yeah.
It's good though.
That's the movie where like dude's trying to make like a car blow up with his mind or something, right?
Yeah, he wants to blow something up with his mind, and that's what he wants his college degree in. Yeah.
He did.
It's a good movie. Probably. I haven't seen it in a long time.
That movie's silly as hell. I enjoyed
He did a lot of reviews at the end of his life.
Yeah.
A lot of Sondheim on Sondheim, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Wild. What a gem.
Yeah, that's what we gonna do, Wes. We just gonna get fucked up and
just get into some Stephen Sondheim.
Ooh,
you know what I'm saying?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay.
Getting fucked up and then listening to Assassins is like.
Yeah, that's great. Oh, a funny thing happened on the way to the forum.
Yeah.
Do I hear a waltz? Passion, Gypsy. That's the name of the show. Don't fucking attack me.
Good.
We're good.
You're good.
We're good.
You're okay.
We're good. No, there's some great stuff. Yeah, no, we're gonna have a great time. Fantastic.
Sondheim is a gem.
Yeah. All right. Take it away, Derek. Let's get some more singers. Fastballs. Let's go.
All right. So tell us about Table Goth.
Oh, Table Goth is a channel that was founded by my friend Bully, getting some of our friends together to play tabletop games online. We started with a vampire game. And then it just kind of grew from there of us branching out and playing other stuff. We just wrapped up that first vampire game recently, which was super fun. It was the first time any of us except for Bully had played vampire. And yeah, it's just a group of tabletop enthusiasts and gothic aficionados, even though Bully doesn't say that in the intro anymore, which is a bummer because I really liked it. Yeah, and then now we play games. Bully and I are your gamer girlfriends on Wednesday afternoons.
Yeah, I wanted to know why Goth GF?
Okay, so pre-TG, pre-Table Goth, Bully and I were hanging out, and the thought was in the air of like maybe some kind of project sometime, and we started joking about starting a podcast called Goth GF. Because everybody wants a Goth GF, and like we could go and like have a conversation with your Goth GF, talk about Goth stuff. It had been like a joke for years that I was a Goth, and then someone would present me with something that I did that wasn't Goth, and then I would argue in a circle in order to convince them. And so I got really good at spinning something to be Goth.
Yep.
And so we kept joking about Goth cred, and then when I was like, hey, I think I want to play games on Twitch, and then I changed my mind 100 times, and then I actually committed to it. It was like 1:30 in the morning after a Taste of Youth recording, and Bully and I were hanging out, just talking, going over like we need overlays, like this is what we have, this is, the logo sketch is done, kind of talking. And he was like, is this Goth GF? Like, is this project what we're gonna call Goth GF? Are we finally realizing it? And I was like, yes, absolutely. We finally, this joke that's been where we keep joking about making a show called Goth GF is finally realized.
Yes.
And that's where that came from. Yeah.
Amazing, amazing. And what are you currently doing on Goth GF? What is like the main activity that y'all are getting into?
We are romancing our way through Stardew Valley.
Amazing.
We just did the flower dance. We danced with Shane because he was the only one we had enough hearts to dance with.
Also known as Shadow Man.
Shadow Man. Billy does not know the names of any of the characters. So there's Shadow Man, which is Shane, Cassie, which is Haley, and then every once in a while he'll remember one other character's name, but no details about them. Oh, and then there's Lexi, which is Emily, which is Haley, who is Cassie's sister. So,
oh my god,
a very Euphoria-based perception of the world.
Oh, bully Table Goth with his perception of Shane Stardew Valley. That's my favorite joke right now. Is you got Nate Euphoria, bully Table Goth, and I'm adding Shane Stardew Valley to that, or Shane Shadow Man. Shadow Man. Gosh,
Shadow Man.
Got me. Okay. Well, speaking of Stardew Valley, we had a question from one of our many patrons. This one is a patron and also a team member, Leslie Wombat on Twitter. Asked,
Hi, Leslie.
I'm gonna throw you some characters from Stardew Valley, and you're gonna hit a smash or pass on them. Okay?
Yes, let's go.
Okay, so we're gonna do this real quick. All right. So Alex.
Smash.
Emily.
Pass.
Leah.
Smash.
Sebastian.
Pass.
Crovis.
Smash.
Elliot.
Smash.
The Wizard?
Smash.
Okay. Shadow Man.
Smash.
All right. I think that's good. All right. We'll go ahead and clip that. We'll send that off to Leslie personally. Be like, here's
Leslie
a gift
can
for
have
you.
that.
Yeah, thank you for being a part of the team and also patronizing as well. Leslie,
I
amazing.
need to play Stardew Valley, huh?
Yeah.
It's
you
good.
kinda do.
It's a fun, like, I don't know. It's very calm.
Yeah.
Good, like, relaxing game. Like, you're just chilling out for the afternoon, or you're doing
a day
something
is like
else.
12 minutes, so you can do like, get some stuff done and then put it away.
Can I do stupid stuff in it?
Yeah.
Like, can I do like stupid outside of the box stuff?
I guess so, with like decorating your farm and stuff. Yeah, there's also a lot of mods.
And there's a billion mods.
Yeah, there's tons of mods.
So definitely look into the mods.
Yeah. And there's a new game coming out too.
Yes,
I think I might make a thing out of that.
Yeah, do it.
Do it.
Be an idiot in Stardew.
People love Stardew Valley. The people love they're fucking just thirsting for it, ravenous, until they get their hands on Haunted Chocolatier.
That game. I'm gonna tear into it.
Amazing. I have one more question about Table Goth here.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say there is a multiversal collision where the multiverse all collapses on itself, and there's a ancient battleground that's made from the ruins of the largest chilies in the world, and there are weapons strewn about. Between Meg from Hades High School, Evelyn from Taste of Youth, Sybil from Polite Club, and Theo from Camp Half-Blood, who's walking out? Who's walking out?
Oh, who's winning?
Who's winning?
And this is gonna be controversial.
Okay.
Maybe, I don't know. Honestly, people probably don't know all of these characters to know. Okay. Sybil's out first. She can't fight. Mm-hmm. She's out.
Regency era.
Yeah, Regency era, 26-year-old spinster.
Yeah.
She's got no chance. But then it's gonna come down to how. Now I'm trying to think what was Meg's like willpower or like mental equivalent stat. What's that stat in Monster Hearts?
That's dark.
Dark?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's Evelyn, hands down, because she has some level 5 presence powers, and she's gonna have she's gonna have Theo and Meg strike each other with lightning to death.
Okay, yeah.
And then, yeah, like they can just do it to each other.
How funny is it that you played
And then
two
it's
different
out.
characters on two different shows that are both set in Greek mythology, and they both had lightning powers in some way,
Yeah.
shape, or form?
I didn't get to use like actual lightning when I played Meg though.
Mm-hmm.
It was just like when I ran really fast.
Amazing, amazing. Derek, go
So
ahead and tee
good.
us up with a deathmatch question.
Cool. Who would win in a fight between Mr. Darcy and Heathcliff?
Oh, I want Darcy to win so badly, but it is Heathcliff. Heathcliff knows how to fight. Darcy's never had to fight anybody in his life except his own anxiety.
Mm-hmm. Damn, my
Like
anxiety got hands.
Heathcliff, yeah, essentially, Darcy's anxiety is doing the hand flex and winning.
Amazing.
Beating Darcy, and then Darcy, yeah.
Amazing. Oh my goodness. Oh my
The
goodness.
only way is if he could like neg Heathcliff into, but if it's a death match, I think Heathcliff's winning.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
There's no way Darcy can fight.
There's no way Darcy can
We have
fight.
no
I mean, you're right, yeah. Okay, so let's say this. In the middle of this fight, Darcy is getting the absolute dog. Like Heathcliff is stomping a mud hole in Darcy's ass and then walking it dry. And then out of nowhere,
with a steel chair.
With a steel chair, out of nowhere, Mr. Rochester from Jane Eyre comes out of nowhere and just fucking strikes Heathcliff. Who's walking away from that? Is it still Heathcliff, or is Rochester walking away with that?
I truly, in my heart, think that even Heathcliff would be disgusted enough with locking a woman in an attic.
Okay.
To stop fighting Darcy for a minute, and Darcy's not gonna, you know what I mean, and take out Rochester, because Rochester, I think, could put up more of a fight than Darcy.
Mm-hmm. He's had the willpower and the strength to lock a woman in an attic.
Yeah, he likely had to physically overpower his wife to lock her in the attic.
Yeah.
But I don't know that he's. Again, it's just mostly it's like you've never had to work a day in your life.
Yeah. Derek, have you ever read Wuthering Heights or Jane Eyre?
No.
Damn.
Oh, we never said this like on air that like so throughout my entire life, the only fiction I've read for real is like comic books. Everything else I read was like reference books. So like almanacs, thesauruses, dictionaries, like all of that type of stuff.
That's one of my favorite things about you, Derek, is that you're so knowledgeable and well read and like everything like that, but like when it comes to pop culture references, you're like, it's fucking anime, music, and comic books, dog, and video games. That's all I got for you.
If you enjoy it, if it makes you happy, I'm excited about it.
I respect that. I respect it. Especially as somebody where I'm like, I have to inhale everything and I have to like shove out all my personal memories about my own like life and everything so I can remember all these facts about the Fantastic Four. Yeah, I respect somebody that like
of all
has
the
a
ones,
narrow focus.
it just, and I guess I'm not that into the Fantastic Four, but of every superhero to shove other valuable knowledge out of your head for, it surprises me that it's the Fantastic Four.
It's Marvel's first family. Come on.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Amazing. Well, I'm glad Derek's gonna walk away here. It's like, yeah, we're gonna have to get really, really fucked up and listen to Sondheim, and then I'm gonna let you borrow a bunch of like
the 2005 Pride and Prejudice
movie. Oh, the 2005. I don't want to dwell on this. I'm throwing in a lot of like tangential questions and stuff like that. Who wins in a fight, Colin Firth, Pride and Prejudice, or Matthew McFadden? Like.
Oh, Colin Firth. Have you seen him? Colin Firth. Have you seen him fight in the Kingsman movies?
I have.
Oh, Leslie, I almost changed. I'm looking at chat. I almost changed because I was like, oh, I'll get a different shirt on. But then you complimented my sweater on Twitter, so I kept it on for the stream. Thank you for your support. Yeah, but I think it's Colin Firth.
Okay.
The
all
scene
in
where
for
he
it.
steps out of the lake with his shirt wet, and then Bridgerton was like, "Hey, we're gonna do that too."
Oh yeah, Bridgerton definitely. Yeah. Oh,
It was
God.
they like admitted it was like a direct
Yeah.
reference to the Pride and
Yeah.
Prejudice wet T-shirt scene.
Oh my God. This is
He
what
just goes swimming in a lake. He's in a white in his shirt sleeves.
his little frilly
Yeah,
Regency
and so
era
he comes
shirt.
out, and it's just
soaking wet.
Uh,
That was like
and it's Colin
the
Firth.
the English literature version of gray sweatpants. Honestly,
yes.
Just because of the territory. Okay. Just to completely pivot from that, which YA book series deserves more love?
Oh, okay. The Simon Snow books, I feel like were very successful in like a niche.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not really niche, probably just like people who read young adult read them, but I don't think they really broke outside of that.
Yeah.
Simon Snow trilogy is very, very good.
What is the
Trying to
Simon
think.
Snow trilogy?
Oh yeah, so it's essentially it's a magical school in England. A boy's the chosen one. He goes to the school. It takes place in the last year at the school, and it's like a direct commentary on chosen one stories. It's obviously a commentary on the super famous wizarding school books. And I think it has some very, very good criticism of those there. And it is about Simon Snow, who is the chosen one, and his roommate, Baz Pitch, who is the Draco Malfoy kind of equivalent. And the first book, I don't think it's a spoiler to say, most people know that, is like a queer coming of age story.
It's
between
hella
the two of them.
It's
super gay.
It's super gay.
And really lovely. And then the second book is sort of about what being the chosen one would do to you, like mentally, and it's a bit of an angsty read. And then the third one is like a beautiful ending to all of that and what it means to like survive trauma and continue with your life. And they're just really great. I would super recommend them. Yeah.
Oh, so it's like the Evangelion of
Sure.
magic school kid. Okay.
I haven't seen that, but I'm gonna say yes.
Wes,
Wes seems stressed out, so I'm actually gonna agree with you even more now.
Oh my God. Okay. Leslie in the chat, you got one more person to show Evangelion to. Y'all can have an Evangelion date and everything.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Oh my God.
We've already got a foraging date.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. Just keep on adding them on.
Yeah.
Me and Derek are gonna get high and listen to Stephen Sondheim and read like Regency era literature, English literature books together. And you and Leslie are gonna watch Evangelion and go foraging.
All I want is to be like a wealthy widow in 1784 in England and have a room in my house where me and all the other widows read books at each other, and then we invite scandalous poets over. Like, that's all I want to be, is a scandalous widow.
Very, very specific.
But only in that historical context. Right now, I would love to not be a widow. I would love my partner to remain alive.
There you go. Yeah.
I just got worried that he would listen to the playback and be like, pardon?
Oh my God. Speaking of worry, what misconceptions do people have about charity work and working with nonprofits?
I think, well, one misconception is that if you're a nonprofit, like, I've been asked why I make money, like why I get paid if it's a nonprofit. And it's not like I profit, the company as a whole doesn't profit, and part of that is to pay my salary so they can do other stuff. Like, that is a big thing. I think one of the things that people don't realize is that the reward of doing something good is not always like there. Like, I find my work very fulfilling. and I'm glad that I'm doing the work that I do. But when I run up against like legal issues with like the state or federal government in advocacy, and we get, you know, told no, or when a state agency or agency of another kind tells you, you know, oh, like this thing that you're desperately trying to give to people in need isn't, you know, interesting enough or innovative enough or whatever.
Yeah.
That can sort of like, I mean, you some days you feel like you're not accomplishing everything,
Takes the
and
wind out of
it's
your sails.
the like, yeah, you really like can get disheartened about it. And then I don't know if this is like a misconception so much as you guys can go online. This is just something to be aware of. You guys can go online and find out like how much every nonprofit pays their CEOs like really easily.
Yeah. That's one of those things that is I always recommend people to do when they do donations and like fundraising for different companies. I was like, go online. I mean, there's multiple resources.
Yeah, check the salary versus the overall expense budget.
Yeah.
Because some CEOs are paid quite a bit, but their expense budget is like way bigger than maybe you realized because they're offering, you know, they're doing a bunch of other stuff. Whereas some are like really small and the CEO's like a big chunk of that, and that's always something to like raise an eyebrow at.
Yeah, like we don't want to talk about Bob and Suzanne Wright of Autism Speaks or anything like that, right?
No.
No, don't want to talk about them at all, or don't want to talk about American Red Cross or anything like that. Booyah. Awesome. What's something that you really want to see like grow from your work with like nonprofits or something? Like where do you see yourself like being fulfilled within that area of work?
So I'm starting to get into gaming and fundraising stuff with work, which I will be doing at PAX East, which I'm really excited about. To see like that part of things grow, and then to see like I don't know, I just like to keep doing it and keep like learning and get more into some advocacy stuff. The place that I work provides like a lot of services to the community, and we have an entire advocacy department, but a lot of the stuff that I've been trying to get funding for is not necessarily directly tied to advocacy. Sometimes it is, and sometimes I'm very excited about those, but I'd like to be at a point where we're in a position to be able to get more of those funded, because I find advocacy can be really rewarding when it pays off.
Fantastic. I think it's very cool that it's one of the things that I really appreciate about you, is that you do have like a bunch of different interests that you've found like a focus and like a focal point on, and you make time to do stuff like your nonprofit work, which is your job, that's your career. But then you also go like full bore, like 110% into like stuff with Table Goth, and also like future projects that we have coming out. Like you're always like on top of it, no matter what. You were just like, and I don't know if that's just my experience, because I'm pretty sure if I asked Bully would be like, 3 out of 10.
Like that's recent. She
Yeah.
just got her shit together within the last year.
Yeah.
This was not always the case.
Recency bias.
Yeah, but no, yeah, that's get diagnosed with ADHD if you think you might have it. It could really improve the quality of your life.
They give you fucking medicine that makes you go fast, like Sonic.
It will really, it has greatly improved my quality of life, so I'm appreciative for it.
What's up, all my Wellbutrin kids in the chat? Can I get some W's in the chat for Wellbutrin?
Can you drop an R for Ritalin, babes?
Yeah, let's get some R's and W's in the chat for Ritalin and Wellbutrin, respectfully. Oh my gosh, Derek, please steer us away from this conversation with a fucking question.
Okay, so tell us about the Thonic kids and what makes them so special.
Okay, the Thonic kids are like some of my best friends at this point. It's Wes Franks.
That's me.
April Reagan. Bully Table Goth. The Vinvox. Dimples and Dice.
And then you. Rachel last name
And then me.
redacted. Miss Petty Dreadful. Also, I just want to do a correction just for the official record. Editing note, Wes. Go ahead and change Rachel's like voice in there. Kind of add it in when she says Wes Franks. It's Wes Franks, comma graphic designer.
Graphic designer.
Yeah, that's
one
my
of
full
my
name.
my best answers in a Jackbox game to date.
Yep.
Yeah. So they are the probably most fulfilling group of role players that I've ever found to play with. We are all super aligned when it comes to like the type of story we're telling, what our boundaries are, knowing like when to push those boundaries a little bit and being comfortable doing that and like being in a safe space for it. Everybody is so funny in just slightly different ways that overlap just enough to create some of like the most fun and most chaotic games, and also just like game nights and movie nights and stuff when we just hang out. Truly changed my life being in that Hades game. I am so glad to have made friends over the internet over quarantine. Especially as like I had some pretty rough stuff happen the last few years. I had some family members pass away, and then with just like the having a wedding during a pandemic and having to postpone it a bunch of times, and just going through some other just like family medical health issues and stuff, has been really refreshing to have like a group of people to have fun with and escape into games, and then just hang out or talk or whatever else. It's just really nice. And I love you guys.
Oh yeah, love you too. Thonic Kids for life.
That is you, Vin.
That is you, Vin. That is you, Vin. Yo, dog. I think our best quality is all of our ridiculously low tolerance to marijuana. I think that's the thing that really brings us together. Those in the chat that know, you know for real.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. Yeah, oh God, yeah. Derek, we'll talk to you about that off stream. I don't want to be airing out.
I don't know that I took that from Hank Green. I don't know what you're thinking I'm referencing.
Oh no. Okay, yeah, we'll talk about it after the stream.
Okay.
yeah. Perfect. Oh my God. Yeah, fantastic. Oh my gosh, the Thonic Kids. I think that's a question because I'm planning on having each and every single one of y'all on here. And I think that's the question that I really want to like ask each of them because I want to see everybody's answer. And I'm pretty sure because we have April Raygun next week on the show, and I'm pretty sure that the April Raygun's answer is going to completely surprise me. Because I always expect her to be making a belittling comment about me or something like that, and then it's like the most heartfelt, like sweet thing I've ever heard, and I'm like, well, I'm just a fucking dick now, aren't I? So yeah. But no, Thonic Kids are great. Hades High School, go check it out on Table Goth.
It's legitimately so incredible.
Tell us about Hades High School a little bit.
Yeah, it's that game Hades by Supergiant, aka the best game ever made.
Game's so good.
Game is so good.
It's so good. And what does a super horny game about beating up your dad need? Being in high school and not realizing that you're actually these Greek mythology characters, and you're just at a special boarding school with your friends, and dealing with all the gods. And a lot of the Thonic house members were the teachers, which was really, really great. I played Meg, Wes was Thanatos, April was Dusa, Vin was Hypnos, and Prince was Theseus. And from the moment we did our session 0, I was like, this is gonna be magic. Like, whatever this group does together is going to be like the most incredible stuff that our channel like maybe has put out. Like, I was just so excited to get to see this group of people who were all excited to embody these characters, all excited to like get flirty, get weird, get gross, like have a really fun time getting to know those characters. And then it's so rare that like your first impression of someone carries through, and it just did, and it hasn't stopped. Like, it has just been, it's really cool. There's some good shipping. If you are into shipping, go watch it.
That was I've been going back and rewatching it just because I want to, and it's a really good rewatch because like the episodes are very concise. We had really good pacing on that stuff. There was a lot of tension. There's great tension carried throughout with like romance and everything like that. It has professional wrestling in it.
Yes, I forgot to mention that.
It was so like refreshing coming into like an intersection of like not even realizing, like didn't even realize that Bully had any kind of like connection to professional wrestling. Me and Prince didn't, like, just meeting each other for the first time, didn't realize that we were both super into professional wrestling. So we had us three, and then you had Vin, April, and Rachel, who had an understanding of professional wrestling, did not know anything about it. And to make
which I think was the most uncomfortable for me, because there's no reason, there's like no way Meg doesn't get in the ring, but I also am like, I don't know any names for any moves. I'm going to hit him with my leg.
Yep.
Whereas April and Vin got to were support on the outsides, which they were so good at.
Yep.
And it was super fitting, but I also was a little jealous where I was like, I have to look super out of my element, and everybody else gets to look competent right now.
Yeah. I think I was fully prepared. I was so glad that I was there, because I was fully prepared to be like, yeah, no, I'm going to tell you all these terms, all this stuff like that. I was very proud of you.
You should have been messaging me
The entire time, just
the
giving
wrestling
you, yeah.
terms.
Oh, next season 2. I mean,
no, if I figured it out. If you say something threatening but kind of horny before you do something, people don't notice you don't know what you're doing.
Let's see what a prince looks like on his knees. It is immortalized in GIF form.
It's immortalized. Hold on.
Oh gosh, yes. Oh yeah. There's a gift. Oh yeah, I've got a gift too.
It's immortalized, embroidered by one
that's
April
nice.
Raygun.
Yep. And then Mississippi.
Mississippi.
Yeah, Mississippi.
Initially, I don't know if April told you this, because I knew what everybody's designs were gonna be.
Yeah.
Yours was initially on the front going to say Mississippi, and then on the back it was gonna say, "Is that what you're calling it?"
Is that what you're calling it? Oh my god, amazing.
But then I think it was too. I don't know how embroidery works, so
yeah. Oh yeah.
I think that was when it was gonna be pillows, which I like this. I have it hanging on my wall.
I've got it hanging over by my flag over there. Fantastic. Well, it's always great to talk about past shows, and I would love to talk about Camp Half-Blood for a little bit before we kind of go into more questions here, because I don't know if people know this, because we really didn't do an after show for Camp Half-Blood. It's something that I've kind of always wanted to do for the stream, but I know that people get tired after streaming for like 3 hours, so I'm starting to be like, oh yeah, we're gonna shorten streams down to like 2.5 hours, 2 hours, and then do like an after show, because I love after shows. I think after shows are great. But Camp Half-Blood, if you don't know, if you're watching this in the future right now, Camp Half-Blood is a Demigods game. Demigods is a Powered by the Apocalypse game that is written by Jason C. Mills. It was funded through Kickstarter. It has not been released yet, but is soon to be released. And it was concocted on and I'm going to let Rachel kind of tell this story, but it was concocted almost as a joke. And then it became a thing, and it became like one of my favorite shows that we've done. Like, it's always like a toss-up between the Alpha series or Camp Half-Blood. Do you want to talk about the inception of Camp Half-Blood? Because you were very instrumental.
If you want to make me cry right now,
yes, yeah, actually, yeah, no, that's content, baby.
No, Woman Cries live.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was watching Wes play Night in the Woods, and we were talking about Hades High School. It must be said, I knew Wes for maybe 3 weeks at this point.
Mm-hmm.
This was so like early friendship wise. It was early into Hades, to the point where I was like, is he gonna think it's weird that I'm in here in his chat talking to him?
Yeah.
But then they didn't, because they're a good person, and that's a thing that nobody would think. Anyway, and we were talking about Greek mythology. We were talking about and then that came to Percy Jackson, where I joked like I'm Percy Jackson trash through and through, and Wes was like, "Hell yeah, we love Percy Jackson." And I, as a joke, said, "Camp Half-Blood game when?" And Wes said, "Look, I know the guy who runs the channel. Let me see what I can do."
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, that was a very nice response, polite to my half joke, half serious comment, very diplomatic way.
I know how to
and
talk
then I
to
get a
people.
message. Yeah. Then I get a message like 2 days later. "Hey, I found a system for the Camp Half-Blood game. I think we should get you in it." And I'm thinking about some of the other we weren't even calling ourselves the Chthonic kids at that point. Some of the other people from the Hades game. I got permission from the guy to use it. And I had this moment where I was like, oh, holy shit, this is actually going to happen. And then we had dates, and people were making characters, and people were coming in with character ideas like before I was, and people were so enthusiastic about this thing. And it was so wild to see this thing that I've loved since it first came out, since I was a child, and have found so much like joy in. To be shared and people to be excited for it. People who Prince read all of the books.
Yeah.
April started reading them. I don't know that she's finished, but Prince read all of them. April was reading some.
Bully was even like learning stuff.
He was on the wiki for sure.
Yeah, definitely on the wiki for sure, like learning stuff. Yeah.
Learned about the Hunters of Artemis, enough to know about the Hunters of Artemis. Yeah. So it just became a reality, and it was so exciting. And I was calling my friends who know I'm super into Percy Jackson. I was like, "You're not gonna believe the project I'm about to be in, like the content I'm about to be making. Like, you're not even gonna."
Yeah, that was one of those things.
Prince reads so fast. It's one of the things I appreciate about him.
Yeah, it was like it was one of those things. It was a lightning bolt. And I believe that Camp Half-Blood is going to be one of those shows that we do that's always going to sit in like. I'm going to be very proud of it because that was like the first time that I had like a moving background for real that looked great. Abnormalcy was another one, but like I loved how the overlay looked. I loved how the theme, the aesthetic of it looked. I loved getting like the music for it and finding music for it and having everything set out for it. And
yeah, the music for that was good.
It's so good.
Like I peeked in from time to time, so yeah.
It was like the music, like, and that's like music is like much like Derrick, music is a very important part of my life. I am not a musician. I mean, I've played music before in the past. I'm not a musician, but I fucking love the stories that music tells and like the stories that it can tell, even because when you create something, especially music, and you put it out into the world, it has its meaning, but also people can take their own meaning away from it. And like finding things with like these different songs that have connections to like Percy Jackson. I love Percy Jackson. Percy Jackson is great. I was more of a Series of Unfortunate Events kid. I didn't really like Harry Potter. I was a Series of Unfortunate Events kid, but I also loved Percy Jackson because I love mythology. But like, and being able to like, I worked at summer camp for like a lot of years in high school. And like, I think it was a very important thing to me was to share a story about you growing up with a group of people that you've spent every summer with for an odd amount of years. And it's your last summer together. And you're going on a road trip and you're learning things about yourself and you're coming to terms with the issues that you had with your parents. It was like, it's everything that's like very much like my shit wrapped up into it. And I was very, very, very lucky to have Rachel there because Rachel is a fucking font of like information when it comes to everything. And every time I would do something, every time I would like say something, make a decision, I would always check Rachel and see her reaction. And she did a pretty good job of not like being like at the top of the show, she promised, she's like, I'm not going to correct you on anything.
When Wes was like, hey, he invited people to do it, and it was like for sure 100% happening. I DM'd Wes and I was like, I'm not going to be a pedant about it. Like, I promise I won't be obnoxious. I'm not going to be horrible. Like, just let me in the show, and I am not going to, like, I won't correct anybody about anything ever. Like.
And it was great. That was fine. It was great. But, like, we had, like, so many different people of varying levels, and we made truly a beautiful thing that, as I'm looking on the YouTube not a lot of people have seen. And that I'm okay with that. It is going to be a sleeper hit. And maybe someday down the line, I hope, because I've put so many tags on that and like it's all up in there. I hope that there's one day a fucking like kid who's like 13, 14, whatever, is digging around YouTube, who likes like Critical Role's in their 5th season. They've been canceled 16 times, but they're still making content. And there's a kid that's getting into tabletop RPGs that loves the Percy Jackson series. Rick Riordan's made a bunch of books. He still hasn't been canceled yet. The Disney Plus series has come out, and like they watch that, and like it connects with them and it resonates with them. That's like one of those series, and that's what I wish for all of the shows that we do. Like Kingdom Hearts, Nick has done such a great job with that. Like fucking fantastic. I want to see more of that. I can't wait till we get a Phasing Octopus original on the stream. That's my real goal. Okay. I've got one last question for you, and I know Derek has one last very important question for you. Then we're gonna hit a rapid round.
Okay.
And then we're gonna go ahead and send everybody home. Leslie, I think you missed the Stardew Valley Smasher Pass, but we'll clip it and get it sent to you. Don't worry. Yeah, just for you. Perfect.
We'll have that on your desk Monday morning.
Yeah, too sweet. So, Rachel, what's some content that you want to get into creating this year?
Oh, this year. So one thing I want to do is I want to make a Good Society game with the Chthonic kids, and I want to do it this year, hopefully. So
fingers crossed.
Hoping that goes. And then I want to write a module for Good Society that people could run at like conventions or do one shots for. Mm-hmm. So I'm working on that. Mm-hmm. And then I also want to. I started to write Powered by the Apocalypse TTRPG. I don't know how long it's gonna take.
Yo!
I don't know what it's 100. I have a concept for what it's gonna be, and I will tell you guys about the whole concept off air. But I'm feeling a little self-conscious about it, so I'm not really sharing.
Solidarity.
But I am very excited about it. Yeah. Oh, and then I want to do. This summer, because my day job work schedule gets a little more flexible in the summer, I have some Mondays and Fridays off that I want to do some streams. And I'm trying to look at when the best time is and what dates are good for those. So I'm excited to do some streaming outside of Goth GF.
Fantastic. I look forward to all of those. I look for especially Solidarity on writing a Powered by the Apocalypse system and feeling overwhelmed. Like me going into it being like, this is gonna be easy. I just, kind of like, you figure it out. We're gonna write it. It's gonna be fine. And I'm just like, I don't know what's happening. Oh, fucking go. I don't know what to do. I gotta buy artwork? What the fuck? Like, all this shit. Yeah. All this stuff.
Yeah.
But no, amazing. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Derek, are you ready?
Okay.
What you got?
Are you ready?
All right. So this on some legacy type beat. What things do you want to come from your time on Earth?
Oh, I truly just want to have made enough people happy in a harmless way that they do less harm and bring joy to somebody else. I'm going to be dead, so what do I care about anyone like who's not going to remember me? Mm-hmm. Like, I'll be dead. That's not a super big existential concern of mine, but like, I do truly just want to have brought some kind of harmless joy into the world. There's a Brian David Gilbert video where he is his Polygon video cover letter, and one of the things that he says in the end is like, such a harmless source of joy is something that I want to contribute to, and if you give me a chance, I promise I will follow through. Mm-hmm. And I just like, that sort of stuck with me a lot of like, I just want to and also like building like a sense of spreading that joy while also being critical of yourself and others.
Yeah.
Because I think there's a lot of people who's like, I just want to make people happier. I just want to make people laugh. And it's like, well, you also need to be reflecting and taking care of yourself. And I would also like for the people that I work with. I work with a lot of teens in some volunteering stuff that I do. And just one of the things that I want them to be aware of is like how other people affect you, about how you can affect other people, and how you can decide, you know, when to regulate like your emotions in a way that you're not affecting other people, or those people aren't affecting you if they're not, you know, being empathetic to you either. So I don't know, I just really I really care more about like my own little circle of people and making them have a better life because I was in it.
I think that's a very noble and like attainable and tangible way to answer that question.
Extremely realistic.
Yeah.
You know,
That's my favorite question that we wrote in the first episode, and I think it's one of those things that I want to ask everybody that comes on this show.
Yeah, it's such an interesting question, and I'm always so impressed with people who like are trying to build these big legacies of like stuff that's going to carry on after them. And like a little intimidated by them, but it is also very much just not what my brain, like I want to you know, live well, see the world, enjoy my time here, and help other people enjoy their time here.
Seems like a very, very, very very, very serious and very thoughtful way to look at that. I'm very impressed. All right, Rachel.
Okay.
We have talked a lot about Phonic Kids, Table Goth, your work with nonprofits. We've talked about Darcy's and Heathcliff's, but not the cat. Now we have gotten to the point in our program where we have a rapid fire round. So what we're going to do is me and Derrick are going to alternate asking questions. I want you to answer these questions as quickly as you can off the top of your dome. We're going to go roll right into it and everything like that. And then we're going to let you go ahead and tell the people that are watching and the people that are going to be watching this in the future exactly where to find you, things that you have coming up in the coming weeks, things of that nature. So if we can, please, Derrick, would you start us off with our rapid fire round, please?
Alrighty. What social stigma does society need to get over?
Oh, like most of them. Right now, I'm gonna say, does any stigma around queer people, because that's what the groomer conversation is happening, so it's top of mind. So everybody, get over that.
Yep, get over that. Exactly, amazing. Favorite CRJ song?
Ooh, I'm gonna say, Warm Blood.
Okay, got it.
Alright, worst Percy Jackson character?
Oh, Octavian, easy, no contest.
Go to smoothie order.
Smoothie King, it's the banana power one with peanut butter. I like protein.
Most expensive thing you've broken?
That I've broken? Oh no, I probably drinking fountain at my high school once.
Nice.
What is your favorite music artist right now?
Right now, I'm gonna say Carly Rae Jepsen, because we're talking about her.
Perfect.
Alright. Worst town in America?
Worst town in America?
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's probably in Arkansas.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Rachel, last name redacted. I hope all of our viewers in Arkansas, please do not get your pitchforks and torches out and go and try to hunt her down. You can't find her because her last name's redacted. It's Miss Penny Dreadful on the internet.
Most people can figure out which city I'm in.
I don't. Well, fucking maybe.
And then they can figure out why I've got beef with Arkansas.
Well, there you go. Yeah, exactly. Speaking of beef, why don't you go ahead and make a meal and tell us exactly what you got coming up this coming week and like future weeks, stuff you have going on.
Okay. So this Sunday, Strixhaven After the Falls airing on Gehenna Gaming. So go check that out. On Wednesday at 3:30, Bully and I will be playing Stardew Valley. hanging out, talking about who knows what, maybe playing some Smash or Pass with chat. And then I think that's all I've got this week. You can find me on Twitter at Ms. Petty Dreadful. I'm there tweeting most days. And you can come in and see what I'm talking about. Otherwise, go subscribe to Table Goth on YouTube. That's where our vampire game is. Go watch it. I'm really happy with the 5th season. I thought it turned out pretty good. And then I think that's it.
Fantastic. Yes. Go ahead and follow Rachel on Twitter. Go ahead and follow Table Goth. Go ahead and check out Goth GF on Wednesdays. And let's get it big enough so that maybe we can convince Bully to stop being so cranky and allow Rachel to stream on other days and do some other
That's
stuff.
not the situation. I cannot have anyone repeating that to him.
That might be your narrative, but that's how I'm going to take it.
No, that is not the case. Bully is very supportive of me streaming whatever days.
Hi there, my name is Wes. My pronouns are he, they. You can follow me on Twitter at Thirst Trap Moth right now. And instead of telling you what I have coming up this week, except for tomorrow, join us 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central for Carrion Comfort News. It is going to be a fantastic time. But instead of talking about other shows and things of that nature, because we have a schedule that you can check out on our Twitter, go ahead and follow us at Twitter at Comfort Carrion. I'm going to let you know that recently SB 184 and HB 322 were signed into law by Governor Kay Ivey of Alabama, which is harmful acts that are going to put a lot of trans kids and queer kids in a lot of danger. It's very similar to the Don't Say Gay bill that was signed into in Florida. It has been signed in by Governor Kay Ivey, but there's things that you can do, especially as people that are outside of the state of Alabama, or if you are in the state of Alabama. Right now, you can call Governor Kay Ivey's office at 334-242-7100, and you can go ahead and you can tell her exactly how you feel about that. There's even a template. I've shared it on my Instagram. What you can do is you can say, "Dear Governor Ivey, I am an Alabamian, or I am a United States citizen. I am calling to demand that you veto SB 184. You need to discuss any personal connection you have to this bill. You can incorporate any urgent talking points that you feel right for you. You can ask once again, please do not sign SB 184 into law," and then you can say thank you. And you can do that repeatedly. She is a public official, so she has to go through those. And if they block your phone number, well then, fuck it, use another phone number and keep doing it. What you can also do is you can send an email to tinyurl.com/Alabama Governor, AL Governor, and you can go ahead and do the same thing. You can also tweet about it and use the hashtag We Keep Us Safe. And you can go ahead and follow TKO Alabama or MCAC Alabama, and they can give you more information about what you can do to help get these laws vetoed very soon. Derek, what do you got?
It's almost time to get Kay Ivey the fuck up out of there.
That's true.
So we finna get on that.
Yep.
But I really don't have much coming up outside of more Elden Ring and music. So yeah, follow me on Twitter at Phasing Octopus. Everywhere else is the Phasing Octopus. That's it.
Excellent.
Can I add one thing to what you said, Wes?
Yes, of course. Go ahead.
Okay. Do everything Wes just said.
Yeah.
Absolutely, like 100%. And if you have the means or the time or the resources, your local community, more likely than not, has a trans nonprofit of some kind. I personally am a fan of the St. Louis Trans Umbrella Group.
Mm-hmm.
They are in your community fighting to make sure this doesn't happen in other states across the United States. And they are most likely horribly underfunded.
Yep.
A monthly donation goes a long way. If you want to support a local one in Alabama to support the efforts going on there right now, absolutely research that and find it.
Mm-hmm.
But I just remember that there are resources in your community that you can contribute to, volunteer for, because this is happening from one state to the next state to the next state.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we need to really reinforce our communities and make sure they have the resources they need to combat this.
Yeah, it's really important, and we appreciate all the help that you can give to help us in Alabama and those in Florida as well. But you need to make sure that it does not happen in your community and in your state, and definitely need to focus a lot of your efforts on that too. We always appreciate all the help that you can give and things of that nature, but always, you cannot pour from an empty cup. And you cannot fight against injustice when your own home is corrupted and under election season is also happening. Thank you, Leslie Wombat.
There are absolutely free ways that you can help combat this stuff.
I'm going to get very fucking leftist on Maine right now, but please do not listen to shitty, lazy neoliberals that talk online and say that elections and voting does not help, because it absolutely does. Go ahead, find the people in your communities that are actively pushing for change that you care about in your community. Support them, donate, canvas for them. Make sure that the people in your community know that they are actually fighting for their best interests at heart. And please research your primary candidates. Find out exactly what they stand for and figure out who you need to support. Do not vote blue no matter who. Do not vote red. Figure out exactly who in your community is helping your community and standing by your community, and give them support. And yes, it does start at local government. People will always tell you that it does not help with local government, but your city council members, your mayors, they help contribute to what your state officials do, and it works uphill. It absolutely does. So please call your public officials. They work for you, not the other way around. Whew. Awesome. Great shit. Thank you so much, Rachel. This was a fantastic conversation. I am so glad that we have had you on board. Cannot wait. Please do tune in next week as well. Same time, same bat channel, same bat time, as we have April Raygun joining us. And until then, my name is Wes. This has been my co-host Derrick, and this is our lovely guest, the effervescent and dangerous Rachel, last name redacted, Miss Paige Dreadful. Thank you so much for joining us. We are going to go ahead and roll over and raid Rolling D's 20s. That is Dimples and Dice, Prince's sister channel. They have their Vampire the Masquerade going on. If you could, please go ahead and give him some support. Go show them some love, because they are fantastic people, fantastic role players, and they're always entertaining. That is it for me. And on behalf of me and my lovely, the rest of the people on this stream, have a great weekend, have a great night, and do not forget, comfort comes soon. Thank you.